everyone, welcome back to Gracie May's Tarot. So today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. The topic today is, what are you not seeing? So we all miss like signs, synchronicities, there just be maybe something going on in our life, even if it isn't like a sign or a message from spirit or anyone on our spiritual team. Even if that's not what we're missing, there could be something going on in your life that you're not seeing. So it's a pretty open-ended reading today. It'll be interesting to see what messages come through, like where it goes. But I do want to do some more like open-ended readings because I kind of want to help us sort of navigate and understand like where we're at. And you kind of get really cool messages sometimes when you don't put such a narrow topic on your guides, that kind of constraint. But anyway, let's get into it. So we have 3 groups to choose from today. For pile 1 we have the Calico Kitty Cat, and then for pile 2 we have the Brownie Kitty, and then for pile 3 we have the Little Tuxedo Cat. So take a moment, pause the video if you need to, meditate on the 3 groups. Timestamps are listed below in the description box, just like always. And like I said, this is very open-ended, so it may go into your career, it may turn into a love reading, it may be just some sort of specific message Spirit has been trying to get through to you, some life advice from your higher self, I don't know, but we'll see what comes through. Alright, so I'll see you guys in your reading. Alright, all my pile 1s who chose the Calico Kitty Cat, welcome to your reading. So I'm actually going to start with oracle cards today. I normally always start with tarot, but something is telling me to start with this deck. Could be that this is a new deck for me and I'm just really drawn to it, but I'm just feeling like let's start with this one. So I'm shuffling on camera today, so let me know in the comments down below if you prefer this or if you like the pre-pulled cards. So far I've been really enjoying this, so I think I'm going to keep it up. Definitely want to accommodate everyone's preferences too. Okay, so pile 1, what are they not seeing, please Spirit? What is pile 1 not seeing? And a big thank you to my guides and your guides for coordinating these messages. But pile 1, what is pile 1 not seeing? Pile 1. Pile 1, please Spirit, what are they not seeing? Oh, wow, okay. And then bottom of the deck, we have energy field, get back what you put into the universe, manifestation, attraction, and momentum. Okay, this is making me think of the 8 of Wands, and I feel like maybe energetically, you've been feeling a bit like tired and fatigued lately. I get this feeling like maybe you've been feeling a bit run down and there's really no apparent reason why for it, but maybe you've just been waking up and feeling tired, like you don't have as much energy. Maybe you're not feeling as productive as you normally are. You're just kind of going through the motions of your day. And I say that because I feel like for a lot of you, there's this feeling of things have been stagnant and in a stasis for a long time. Like it just feels like nothing is changing no matter what intentions I put out into the universe, no matter how much I try to use the law of attraction or, no matter how many times I hear change is coming, it doesn't seem like anything is changing and I just feel very stuck. And yet there's this feeling of being tired and it's like, energetically, so many things are being moved behind the scenes to line this up because change is coming in quickly and it's coming in fast. But it's like you're not seeing that because nothing in your external world right now is indicating this big change that's coming. It just feels like it. And that's what's making you tired and for like no apparent reason. It's like your body is preparing for this change and like trying to force you to rest, and you're kind of resisting it a bit because it's like your body knows something, your soul knows something that hasn't physically manifested yet. Okay, So we have Melancholy Hill, honor your feelings, emotional release, deep emotion, and sadness. Sorry, I'm a bit sniffly today. It's springtime. So I feel like most of you have gone through this period of deep healing, and that's probably why you're like, why isn't anything in my external world changing? Because I've done all of this inner work. Like, where is my good karma? When is this change coming? Like, I've done all of my healing, I've done all my work. When is my manifestation coming in? And I think for some of you too, it's a lot more like all-encompassing than trying to manifest just one thing. I feel like for most of you, you're wanting an entire like life makeover. You know, I feel like there's multiple areas of your life where you're not seeing as much progress as you would like, or you just feel like you're not on the right path right now. Like, a lot of things in your life just feel like maybe transitional or temporary. So an example of this would be like, if you're in an internship or you're working at a job, but you're in school, and so you know when you graduate, your entire like work situation is going to change, and so you don't feel a lot of attachment to like the people you're talking to at work or your actual work itself, because you know it's all temporary. But maybe for some of you, you were hoping for a change to come sooner, but it's sort of like there's like this deadline looming where, you know, my life is basically like I'm stuck in this pattern until I graduate. That's just an example, but I feel like that's kind of the thing of like, you have it in your head, my life circumstances can't change until either this manifestation comes in or this certain deadline approaches, like a graduation, for example. But, and maybe it's a little bit of both for some of you, but I feel like Spirit is saying you're really limiting yourself and you're making a lot of assumptions about the future that aren't true, because there's a lot of surprises coming in for you, a lot of unexpected change. And even though you keep saying you want change, I feel like maybe there is some resistance, because as much as you want it, change is still uncomfortable. And, you know, Spirit is telling you to rest, and you keep pushing back and you keep trying to do what you've been doing instead of taking that time to rest. But you've done a lot of healing, and like Spirit does want to acknowledge that. So I say like we have the Eight of Wands because we have these three cards, and literally we have portal, a new door is opening, beginnings, opportunities, and adventure. And then we have edge of the world, leap into the unknown, calling, courage, taking risks. So like this card reminded me of the Eight of Wands. This card reminds me of the Fool card in tarot. And this card to me reminds me of the Wheel of Fortune. So I feel like you're in this place where you're closing out an old chapter because you've done the healing, you've done the inner work. And now you're in, like, your external world is going to match up with this new elevated internal self that you have. It's like your internal world is now going to sort of project outward into your external finally, right? So I feel like it's just calling you to be open to change, be open to taking risks, because this door is going to open. The Wheel of Fortune is turning, luck is turning in your favor. There's a lot of opportunity here for a complete and total fresh new start. I just feel like because you've been feeling stuck, you've been feeling really run down and tired, and probably just really fixated on what you don't like about your life, that you're not seeing it. You know, you're not seeing what's happening behind the scenes, which, I mean, no one expects you to see it, but Spirit is here to tell you, like, don't worry, like, we got this, we got you, like, we're working on it. So what is pile one not seeing? What is pile one not seeing? I'm actually going to take this, move this here, just so we have a little bit more space. Okay. What is pile one not seeing? So I'll say, like, this is still a new deck for me. So I am learning it. So if I have to look something up, I do have the guidebook handy, because this one's a little bit different. Like, I don't know a lot about herbs, and it's the Herbcrafter's tarot. So, like, while I know my tarot, I don't necessarily know what the different herbs mean. So I might need to look something up, but we'll see. flipped over. I missed that one. Okay, pile 1. What is pile 1 not seeing, please, Spirit? What is pile 1 not seeing? What is pile 1 not seeing? What is pile 1 not seeing? Ooh. How pretty is that Empress card? I love that with the rose. Licorice, 8 of Swords. And then bottom of the deck you have the Hierophant with cocoa, I guess. Cacao. So this to me kind of feels like, because this card talks a lot about tradition, and in your reading I feel like it's coming about like your old ways of doing things are not going to bring you change in your life. So it's asking you to change up something about your daily routine, change something about even the way that you sort of show up in your life. Like if you're typically a pessimist, it's asking you to change that if you can. Yeah, there's just this feeling here of changing up your routine, like if you're unhappy with this stagnant feeling, then do something to alter that. Do something to change it up. Even energetically, this is going to make you feel a lot better. For some of you, maybe you've been working too hard with the 10 of Fire here. This is the 10 of Wands. Maybe you've been carrying around too much, you've been working too hard, and it's wanting you to change up your energy. Do something to relax, do something to have fun. And that will definitely bring about a sense of peace, I think, for sure. And then we have the Empress here. I feel like it's just wanting to remind you that you can really create your reality. Like you are in the driver's seat. Like yes, like fate is still a thing. There is like divine timing and all of that. But you are the magician. Like you are the Empress. You can create the life that you want to live. Like you do have some free will, even if it feels like you don't. And I say that because we have the 8 of Air here, which is the 8 of Swords with Licorice. Yeah, you're sort of in this self-imposed prison. Like you keep asking for change, and Spirit is saying, well, like, have you changed your perception? Have you changed like your routine? Have you changed something that is within your control? Because even if there are certain like big things you're trying to manifest, and like certain things that you know like you have no control over, you cannot change them, that is valid, that is fine. But what you can change, even if it's something small, will still make you feel like you have more control over your life, still will help you feel like you have more ownership of the situation. That sort of saying, like, we can't control how other people act, we can't control our external environment, to a degree, but we can control how we react. We can control our internal environment. So it's asking you to be more at peace and to have more fun. So I want to clarify with the Crystal Unicorn Tarot, what is this 8 of Swords? What is making pile 1 feel so trapped? What is making pile 1 feel trapped? We have the Queen of Swords and the 5 of Wands. Okay, the 5 of Wands is like the wounded warrior. It's like you've been through a battle with someone or maybe multiple people, and you're feeling so tired. Again, it's that feeling of fatigue. You're just wanting to get away from the conflict. You're really wanting to have more peace with other people. So maybe this was a bad relationship you were in. Maybe this was fights with friends or family, co-workers. But there was just something here that was really causing you stress. And it was some sort of external conflict. This is a general reading, so it's going to vary from person to person. But with the Queen of Swords here, I feel like this has led to you feeling guarded, really having some walls up, some trust issues. But I also feel like maybe for a time you felt silenced, like you couldn't speak up, you couldn't articulate how you felt. And I feel like that's part of this. Like, you're wanting the freedom to speak your mind and say what you want to say, like the Queen of Swords, like be able to really advocate for yourself and, you know, stand up for yourself, that sort of vibe. And I feel like maybe you've been feeling like trapped and overwhelmed and like you couldn't say your truth, you know, and there's like, and this is probably creating this conflict when you do speak up. And so there's sort of this feeling of like, I can't be truthful, I can't be honest. There's something preventing you from being able to tell someone the truth. And it's going to vary because this is a general reading, but yeah, I do feel like there was some sort of situation where you couldn't speak your truth and it really created some conflict. Sorry, my throat's a little dry today. Okay, so let's actually move over here. But thankfully, like, you are moving out of that. Like, I want to stress that you are moving out of this tired energy because the Empress is so positive. I mean, she is like creation itself. So to be like moving into this major arcana energy of like the Empress, I mean, she can create anything she wants. It's a very confident energy. And then to combine that with the Queen of Swords, like being able to find like justice and being able to speak your truth and be in like this empowered state, that's gonna feel amazing. Okay, pile one, what are you not seeing? What is pile one not seeing? Let's see. What is pile one not seeing? What is pile one not seeing? What is pile one not seeing, please, Spirit? What is pile one not seeing? Pile one. Pile one. What is pile one not seeing? Okay, bottom of the deck we have the sheep and the blackberry, which is devotion. And then with the butterfly and snowdrop we have hope. With the eel and iris we have safety. And with the chipmunk and the laurel we have success. Okay, so the laurel, this is the Six of Wands. That's the card of victory, right? So there is success, okay? Like, you are going to feel successful. You are going to feel in that empowered energy. Whatever success means to you, whatever a successful life looks like, you're headed in that direction. Even if you feel stuck right now, you are on the right path. You're exactly where you're meant to be. And I feel like you've been disconnected from a sense of hope. You know, like maybe some days you are hopeful and then, you know, something triggers you, something happens, and you get into that lower vibrational energy of like Eight of Swords, I can't see a way out, but it's really a self-imposed prison. Like, as long as you can connect to your hope and your sense of faith, you are never trapped, right? Like, if you believe sincerely that help is on the way and that your guides are trying to help you, you wouldn't feel trapped. Even if you had no control over your external environment, if you trusted that the universe was working in your favor, that the universe has your back, you wouldn't feel trapped. And the butterfly, I mean, there is transformation coming. And with safety, I feel like some of you, this is in relation to finances, you're feeling like you don't have that stability and you can't see a way out, and you're really wanting safety and stability and security. Now, for some of you, that could be with another person. You want a love connection that is secure and stable. For others of you, it relates, like I said, to finances. You want a stable, secure, safe home, something like that. And you're not seeing a way out of your current situation. And there's something there about not being able to express your truth to someone else. And with devotion here, I feel like it really speaks to you can trust yourself. You know, like, even if there's no one in your environment that you can trust yourself and you can have faith and spirit because you are devoted. You are devoted to success, you know, and you're going to get there. Like, you can trust yourself to handle like future problems, that kind of thing. And I say that devotion, the reason why I'm picking up and reading that card like that is because we got the 10 of fire, the 10 of wands. Like, you are very hardworking. You will take on a lot, and you do it to better yourself. Like, I don't feel like you're taking on other people's problems. I feel like you're taking on a lot of responsibilities in your own life because you are ambitious, you are success driven, and you will get there. Like, it's kind of like the 7 of Pentacles. Like, if you keep planting those seeds, you will see the fruition of it. It may just take time. It may just be slower than what you were wanting. Okay, what is pile 1 not seeing? What is pile 1 not seeing? Oh my gosh, I just said it. Patience. I literally just said this. I was picking up 7 of Pentacles. Patience. It may just take time. Everything can be accomplished at nature's pace. Yeah, like, sort of really look to the seasons. I mean, it's April right now. Like, April showers bring me flowers. Like, yeah, you're in the rain right now, but the light is coming. Just gonna take some patience. Okay, what is pile 1 not seeing? Wish. Make a wish with the dandelion in the wind. I feel like you need to remember that it's not all about hard work. Like, sometimes it's just about asking and receiving. You know, with like the law of attraction, like, just trust that your wish is coming true. Like, just have faith. Like, keep setting those intentions, taking inspired action. But sometimes also you just need to be in your receptive, like, divine feminine energy with the Empress. Like, you're not seeking, you're just waiting to receive. Because what you're wanting already exists within you. It's just about bringing that to the surface. And then we have let go. Enjoy the pulsing light of the firefly, but don't hold on too tight. This to me is saying, like, set those intentions and then separate yourself from the outcome. Like, make a wish, but don't hyper fixate on it. And I feel like also with the 10 of wands, like, drop some of those wands. Like, you can't expect to operate at like 100% capacity every single day. Like, you're gonna burn out. So make time for that inner peace. Make time for play, for fun. Like, just let go of some of those wands. You can't carry those burdens around with you everywhere all the time. You're never gonna get wish fulfillment like that. You're creating resistance. You're not in that Empress energy. Okay. What is pile 1 not seeing? What is pile 1 not seeing? We have forgiveness. A crushed flower still gives off a sweet scent. Remember how I was talking about with that 5 of wands that we had earlier? And the Queen of Swords of not being able to speak your truth, or not being able to be fully honest in a situation for whatever reason. Expressing forgiveness to other people is really more about your mental health and your inner peace than theirs. And so even if you cannot reach a compromise or an understanding with this person, or maybe it's multiple people, you know, expressing forgiveness towards them is going to give you mental freedom. Like, it's going to clear up that space. You know the saying, like, that person lives rent-free in your head? Like, don't let them live rent-free in your head. Like, they're not worth the energy, and you're already feeling tired, so don't feed into that. Like, let it go, release it, forgive it, move on. Mend those fences, because there's so much more coming in for you, and it's coming in so fast. You're gonna need all your mental energy focused on that, like, not focused on the past. And then we have listen, be alert, the soft chiming bells call to nearby fairies. I feel like your guides are saying, like, we have been trying to send signs to you. We have been trying to send, like, messages. Like, just be on the lookout for those, because there's some things that you haven't been seeing. And you got patience again. Wait for the fruit to ripen. Yeah, just be patient. Like, it's coming in. The more you keep asking, you're sort of like micromanaging the universe. Like, it's not nice. Like, stop. Like, your guides are working hard for you. Be grateful for that. Okay. Let's just get one last oracle card, and then I feel like we can close out this reading. And I don't really want to pull any more cards because this is a general reading. So I know for some of you it's going to be about like finances, some of you it's going to be about career. Really whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, whatever changes you're wanting in your life, that's what this pile is like directly speaking to. So you know what that is, right? Okay. Any last messages, Spirit, for pile 1 about what they're not seeing? Any last messages on this situation? Pile 1, please, Spirit. So we got purification. I kind of like that a lot because bottom of the deck you have success. So you got success twice there. Love that because you also had it with the chipmunk and the laurel. So yes, victory is on its way. You're gonna feel victorious. It's coming in. Just trust it. Have faith. But I also feel with purification, it's sort of like you're cleansing your energy. You're cleansing your mind. You're being like a blank, open, like white page that is just ready for a new story, a new picture to be painted, written on it. Like you're just in that divine feminine energy of just like waiting to receive because you've already done the hard work with the 10 of Wands. You've already done your healing. You've already done all that inner work. You know, like the last step may be to forgive some people and to continue to have patience, but otherwise it's just waiting because it's coming in. It's just, there's nothing left for you to do except wait and rest and forgive those who you still need to forgive. That's all. So pile 1, this was your reading. I hope that it resonated. I know today's topic was a little bit different, but want to mix it up a little bit. Comment down below if you have any video suggestions. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you always know when I upload. And that's it. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Please take care, pile 1. Okay, all my pile 2s, if you chose the brownie kitty cat, this is your reading. So we're actually going to start with oracle cards today, and I'm going to be shuffling on camera. So pile 2, what is pile 2 not seeing, please, Spirit? What is pile 2 not currently seeing? What messages do you have, please, Spirit, for pile 2? And of course, we'll say a big thank you to my guides and your guides for providing us these messages today. But pile 2, what is pile 2 not seeing, please, Spirit? What is pile 2 not seeing? What is pile 2 not seeing, please, Spirit? Oh, that's way too many cards. Just kidding. What is pile 2 not seeing, please, Spirit? What is pile 2 not seeing? What is pile 2 not seeing, please, Spirit? What is pile 2 not currently seeing? Okay, and then bottom of the deck here, we have VR Beach. Experience life through a new set of eyes. We've got perspective, self-awareness, and new experiences. And then it says, is this just fantasy? Okay, and then you have Soul's Window. Listen to what speaks to your soul, purpose, passion, and truth. And then we have Broken Elevator. Your shadows are showing themselves. Shadow self, fears, negative thoughts. Am I good enough? And then we have Breathing Forest. Feel the earth below your feet. Nature, grounding, energy, and balance. Okay. It's funny because this is in such stark contrast to pile 1. It's interesting. I feel like some of you are really struggling right now. Really, I would say most of you are really struggling right now with your self-esteem, with your sense of self-worth. I mean, and I think a lot of that has to do is you're feeling disconnected to your own like soul's purpose. You're feeling disconnected from your own passion, your own heart's desires. I feel like your life is not representative right now of what speaks to your soul. Okay, so there's something needed. There's like a course correction that's needed. You're not fully on the right path right now. There needs to be some sort of transition, some sort of transformation is needed, because it feels like right now you're not really living in your truth. And like the window is there, like Spirit is trying to guide you there, trying to show you, trying to create this illumination, but for whatever reason you're not seeing it. And I think the reason you're not seeing it is fear. You know, a fear of failure, a fear of not being good enough. Like if I go down that path, will I be successful? You know, your shadow is trying to protect you, but really it's holding you back. And so there's some self-limiting beliefs here that's keeping you from aligning with that soul's purpose. You know, it's keeping you from following your heart. And so it could be too that other people are triggering you and bringing out this shadow self. But I feel like there's a need for a new perspective. There's a need for some self-awareness, like what is going on with my shadow? Why is my shadow acting this way? How can I heal? How can I integrate my shadow in a healthy way? How can I recognize these self-imposed limitations, these negative thought patterns that I have, these fears that I have? How can I understand them? How can I heal them? How can I transform them? That way I can live in my soul's true purpose. And I just uploaded a soul's purpose, like what is your soul's purpose, video earlier. I'll put a link to it actually in the description box. That's what I'll do. I'll make it easy for you. I'll put it at the top of the list for my pile twos in case you want to watch that video after this one. Or you can just refer back to that video if you've already watched it. And then we have, with the breathing forest here, I feel like just some time out in nature to really ground yourself. Even if you just take a walk around your neighborhood, go sit in a park somewhere, whatever access you have to nature, even if it's just connecting with some plants in your room, like whatever you have to do, but really grounding yourself. You could even just listen to nature sounds on your computer or do a meditation that, like, you know how they have like those guided imagery meditations and you kind of imagine you're in a forest, you know, that sort of thing. If you don't have access to nature, that could be helpful, because I feel like there's a lot of mental chatter and your spirit guides really want you to clear your mind long enough for them to reassure you and connect you with your soul's purpose and sort of help you in that healing process and understanding some, you know, like you're understanding yourself really, because I feel like right now you're not seeing yourself clearly because you have all these doubts and fears when you're really a capable person, pile two. Like, you're capable of greatness, but you're not seeing it. You're not seeing your own value. Like, you were disconnected from yourself because that fear, that shadow is like overwhelming you with the broken elevator. I mean, look, it's over her head. Like, she can't go anywhere. She can't go up because the shadow is pressing down on her. So I feel like this is a pretty heavy energy to be in, pile two. And like, my advice to you again would be that grounding, but also to be gentle with yourself, to be kind to yourself, you know, like do some self-care. Okay, what is pile two not currently seeing, please, Spirit? We can have some more clarity about what pile two is not seeing. What is pile two not currently seeing? Oh, this is interesting. Actually, I just want to get, yeah, let's get one more card. Yep, okay. I knew something was telling me one extra card for you all. And then bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Pentacles, or the Nine of Earth with the apple. Okay. Let me take a drink here and we'll get started. Sorry guys, my throat is so dry today. Okay, so there's already a pretty common theme like emerging here. I actually need to look this one up. Like I was telling pile 1, this is a new deck for me, and it's kind of a harder deck to like work with, so just want to make sure we deliver the right messages, right? This is interesting. Oh, I wonder if this is a court card. So that's daughters. So this right here, I already knew this. This is the Mother of Cups, or the Queen of Cups in this deck. But what is this? Okay, yeah, that's why I wasn't getting it. Okay. Okay, and this deck, this stands for healers. Okay, healers. Okay. Okay, the healers respond to the kings in traditional tarot decks. Okay, so that you have, that's interesting, you have the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. Yep. Okay, and then I think this is, I know that's Pentacles, but I want to say maybe that was Adelita's. Oh, these are also Knights. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is the Knight of Pentacles, the King of Cups, the Queen of Cups. Okay. Yeah. There's something here, because especially with this one and this particular deck, this can talk a lot about family ties and generational trauma and how things are passed down from generation to generation and tradition. And then plus we have, like, there's a lot here of like court cards. So I feel like you all have these influences in your life that are sometimes really supportive and really nurturing and really compassionate and like really grounded and practical, but it's a lot, right? Like even positive, like even well-intentioned advice or support can somehow be a detriment to you when it silences your own voice, your own intuition, and you have so much respect for these people in your life, but you're listening to them more than you're listening to yourself. And maybe it's because you have respect for these figures that you're wanting to emulate them in some way. You're wanting to make them proud, but you're not making yourself proud, you know? And for some of you too, it sort of feels like there was this certain path that was laid out for you, and you never considered any other path, and so you started to go down this path, and in your gut you felt like it was wrong, you felt like it wasn't quite right for you, but you were too afraid to leave that path. You were too afraid to consider other paths because this was the path that was laid out to you, you know, from like these influences in your life. For a lot of you, this is family. And you're too afraid to admit that this isn't right for you. There's something that you're wanting to do that you're not doing because of that self-doubt. And so it's really calling here with the Hermit card for you to have some introspection, for you to take some time to really truly connect with yourself. You know, like find what your truth is, not what these people's truth are, you know? And maybe too, you kind of feel like for some of you, maybe other family members tried and failed at something, and so you just feel like you would fail too. You know, it feels almost too like arrogant to say that you should try when you've seen these other failures happen. But you really only fail when you stop trying. And I feel like for some of you too, maybe you don't have a supportive and loving family. Maybe it's just the opposite, because this is a general reading. So, you know, there's multiple ways I could read these cards. But maybe you wished for this. You wish for nurturing, supportive parents. Maybe you wish for a 2-parent household if you didn't come from that and you felt like something was missing. And you know, like maybe you were in a single parent household and your parent had to work all the time and they couldn't really be there for you because there's all of these like financial burdens, and you know, you were wanting that, you didn't have it. So you're in the process of learning how to be these energies to yourself. You're learning how to parent yourself, and maybe you're struggling with that because of your shadow self. You feel like you don't deserve that compassion, that nourishment. You know, maybe you're kind and nurturing to other people, but you struggle with extending that compassion to yourself. But with the 9 of Pentacles here, this was the bottom of the deck, so this 9 of Earth, this, you know, the apple, there's so much that you can do with an apple, right? Success is there. Like, the 9 of Pentacles is like a very fruitful garden, right? Like, the seeds that you planted with the 7 of Pentacles have now blossomed. Like, the fruits of your labor are there. Like, this is success. This is financial abundance, right? Like, this is guaranteed if you do this inner work and you do something to help this shadow self. You know, like, this is really the key to all of it here. Okay, let's get some more. Oh, I'm skipping. I'm skipping around. Okay, let's get some more information here for my pile 2s. Pile 2. What is pile 2 not seeing? Please, Spirit. What is pile 2 not seeing? Also, I hope that you guys didn't mind me like taking a moment to look through the guidebook, because it's like the best way for me to learn is to use it. And so I'll have to keep these in my head. The cord cards are really the only difficult part with this deck, is just learning what some, like, I know madre, but like, what does that word mean? I have no idea. Okay. All right. Pile 2. What is pile 2 not seeing currently, please, Spirit? What is pile 2 not seeing? What is pile 2 not seeing, please, Spirit? What is pile 2 not seeing? What is pile 2 not seeing, please, Spirit? What is pile 2 not seeing? And then bottom of the deck here, we have confidence. Yes. Remember, I said, you guys, you've got to work on your self-worth. You really do. And my heart goes out to you, because it's definitely a process. And, you know, we live in this society that tells us what's wrong with us so it can sell us things like all the time. Yeah, it's definitely, do whatever you can to develop your self-confidence. You know, if you have to do affirmations, increase your self-care, distance yourself from people who tell you that you're not good enough, you know, hold firm boundaries, speak up for yourself more, even if it's as simple as, you know, walking with your shoulders back and not looking at the ground when you walk. You know, like, small changes like that make a big difference. You know, making eye contact with people, that sort of thing. So we also have patience here with the bobcat and the blackthorn. So pile 1 also got this message, but for you it's showing up very differently. And that's what I love about tarot readings and using oracle cards, is you can get some of the same cards and they can show up entirely different depending upon the context of the rest of the cards. So I love like drawing out that story. But for you all, this patience is really speaking to have patience with yourself. You know, healing takes time. Developing self-confidence that's not superficial takes time. So be gentle with yourself through this process. And then we have the spider and the passion flower, creative ingenuity. I feel like maybe for some of you, you are wanting to go down a more creative career path. but you don't have the self-confidence to think that you can make it because people are telling you it's impractical, people are telling you it's not realistic, people are telling you you're not talented enough, you're not good enough. And Spirit is saying, like, even if you don't go down that exact path, you know, you are a creative enough person to find out a way to incorporate your passion into a career path that will still give you financial security. Like, you are creative enough to figure this out. And then we have the snail and the huckleberry, trust in the invisible. So understand too, like, have this sort of faith. Like, if you really want to do something, if you really want to go down a particular path, like, you're never gonna have like guaranteed success where it's like, I know I'm gonna be successful. Like, you can say that as like a positive affirmation, but it's the future, right? Like, we can never know the future with absolute certainty, no matter how many readings we do, right? But you can have faith, you can have trust that that will be the outcome, and trust that the universe is helping you and guiding you, you know, because it's not about knowing, it's about trusting. Okay, so pile 2. What is pile 2 not currently seeing, please, Spirit? What is pile 2 not currently seeing? Pile 2. So we have forgiveness. A crushed flower still gives off a sweet scent. This came up in pile 1 as well. We have adapt. You will get yourself where you want to be. And surprises, venture down the rabbit hole. And potential, the littlest key can open the heaviest door. I feel like you are the littlest key. Like, that is you. I feel like you're facing this huge door, this huge portal to a new path that's going to resonate with you, that's going to feel in alignment with your soul's purpose, but you're this little teeny key and you don't believe that you can unlock this giant door, but you can. You have potential. You can. You can get yourself where you want to be. You can adapt. You know, if there is a challenge that comes along, you can adapt. You can meet that challenge. You don't give up at the first barrier, you know? Like, sometimes there are obstacles in our path. Like, even when we align with our soul's purpose, it doesn't mean that it's a clear, easy road. There may still be some challenges, but that's to help you grow and elevate down this path. It's not meant to, you know, force you to stop. And then we have surprises, venture down the rabbit hole. Get into your Alice in Wonderland, like, curious mode, and really say, like, it's not about, like, I have to find a new path and commit to it right away. Like, it's okay to try out different things. It's okay to take some time with this. Try out some stuff and keep learning. Like, okay, this resonates with me, this doesn't. I liked this, I didn't like this. You know, like, there's kind of this pressure, like, when you turn 18, you're meant to, like, either go to college or find a job and, like, stick with that one path and stick with that one major. And it's like, it's okay to explore. It's okay to try different things. There shouldn't be this, like, pressure to figure it all out, especially at such a young age. Like, our brains aren't even, like, fully developed until we're, like, 25 or 27 or something like that. Like, it's wild, right, that we have that expectation on people who are so young. So no matter how old you are watching this, it's okay. It's always okay to start over. It's always okay to change your path. And it's always okay to be curious and to explore and to learn new things about yourself. And what resonated with you 3 years ago may not resonate with you now, and that's okay. And then with this forgiveness, I feel like for some of you, if you did have family members who really put you down and or friends, and this is why you have this low self-esteem coming through, this need to improve your self-confidence and your feeling of self-worth, as expressing forgiveness is going to give you freedom and, you know, the space to move on. But I think for others of you, and this is coming across as like you need to forgive yourself. You really beat up past versions of yourself. You really put yourself down and, like, why did I do that? Like, I feel like you have a lot of regrets. I feel like you're almost holding a grudge against yourself, but you were just doing the best that you could at the time with the knowledge and the skills that you had. You know, like, you have to forgive yourself in order to move on. Like, all this guilt and shame is debilitating. It's not helpful. It's not productive. What is pile 2 not seeing, please, Spirit? What is pile 2 not seeing? Adventure, live wild and free. I feel like you put a lot of constraints upon yourself. You have a lot of rules for yourself, a lot of I can't do this, I can't do that. That shadow self, like, rears its ugly head. And, you know, and not to be mean to your shadow, because it's really trying to protect you, but it does become, like I said, debilitating and destructive. So even if it's as simple as, you know, I have social anxiety, so I feel like I can't leave my home and I can't do these things on my own, and then that gets you down because they're like really simple tasks, or tasks that seem simple, right? But for you, they're really challenging and they're really difficult, and that's okay that that's where you're at. But, you know, at a certain point, like, you do have to take that initiative to, you know, like, either get help from like a mental health professional or set goals for yourself. Do something to change that, to work on that, to heal that, because you can't live your life in isolation, right? Like, you deserve that freedom, you deserve that adventure. And then we have risks. Learn to grow wherever you are planted. Yeah, I feel like you do things to keep yourself safe, but it also keeps you stagnant. And we have strength. When your roots are deep, you need not fear the storm. Get in your Leo energy. Like, get into your resilient Leo, confident energy. Embody the Leo. Embody the lion. Okay, we have uncertainty. The shades of gray within the fog will eventually lift. Anytime you start down a new path, there's going to be this element of, I don't know what's going to happen. Remember, we were just talking about this. So you have to take that leap of faith. You have to get into that full card energy. You have to roll the dice a little bit, you know, and fortune, fate rewards the brave, right? Like, fortune rewards the brave. So if you want to find success, if you want to feel like content with your soul, if you want to feel at peace with yourself, if you want to feel in alignment with your heart's desires, you do have to take some risk. You do have to believe in your own inner strength. You do have to say yes to the adventure. I feel like you say no a lot. And you have to get comfortable in the not knowing. You know, you have to trust future you to handle future problems, pile 2. Okay, so I won't keep harping on that, but I feel like you guys get the picture here. All right, pile 2. And there's like no judgment here, right? Like, please don't feel like your fears are invalidated, because you may have a good reason to feel that way. Like, your shadow probably feels very justified in those fears and anxieties. And that's, like, it's okay. You know, like, we all have a shadow self. We all have things that we need to work on, learn, and, you know, areas for growth, right? So please don't take any of this as a criticism. Like, it's all like very loving advice from your guides, and any progress you make is progress. And I feel like your guides just really want to see you on a path that feels good to you, and they don't like to see you struggle. I feel like that's really at the heart of it. They don't like to see you struggle. Okay. But they also don't want to save you, because they want you to learn your lessons, and they want you to grow and evolve and get into alignment with your higher self. All right, so pile 2, any last messages from pile 2's guides about what they're not seeing? Any last messages? Oh, longevity. You have what it takes to go the distance, pile 2. Like, you have what it takes. It's really just about believing in yourself. You know, you can go the distance. You can go down this path and find your destination. You can get there. You can complete this journey. It's really about believing in yourself and taking those first steps. I think maybe it's Amy Poehler or Tina Fey. I can't remember who it is. I think it's Amy, She has this quote where she says, like, if you wait for all your ducks to be in a row, you'll be waiting forever. Sometimes you have to just pick up whatever ducks you have and just like run like hell. Like, you just have to go for it, even though you don't have all your affairs in order. Like, even if you don't have it all figured out, just start. Do something today to start. You know, and if you lose some ducks along the way, if you miss some ducks, it's all right. Like, just do the best that you can. Eventually, you will make it across that road with all your ducks in a row. All right, so pile 2, this was your reading. I know this was a little bit different, but comment down below if this resonated. Comment down below if you have any video suggestions for me. I do read the comments and I do pay attention to that. I'm so grateful for all the support that I've gotten. So yes, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you always know when I upload. Please take care of pile 2. You are worth it. You are beautiful. You are wonderful. Like, you are capable. You are strong. Believe in yourself. Please, pile 2. All right, I will see you guys in my next one. All right, on my pile 3s who chose the tuxedo kitty cat, welcome to your reading. So we are going to be shuffling on camera today, and I'm going to start with the oracle cards. I know I typically start with the tarot, but I'm just feeling called to start with oracle today, and it's been going really well so far. So pile 3, please, Spirit. What is pile 3 not currently seeing? What is pile 3 not seeing? And we'll say a big thank you to my guides and your guides for providing these messages today. Pile 3. What are my pile 3s not seeing currently? What is pile 3 missing? What are they not seeing? What is pile 3 not seeing, please, Spirit? What is pile 3 not seeing? What is pile 3 not seeing, please, Spirit? What is pile 3 not seeing? And then bottom of the deck, we have the Lotus Room, take up space, growth, expansion, and awakening. Okay. So we have headspace. You are overflowing with creativity, creative energy, new ideas, and productivity. We have Earth, the world keeps spinning, completion, fulfillment, and success. We have the last chapter, write your own story, closure, resolution, and forgiveness. And we have Neon City, the lights are blinding, disillusionment, deception, and secrets. Okay. These two are really calling to me here. And actually the last chapter as well. I feel like these are telling a very clear story here. I feel like there was something, either this was an epiphany that you had, some sort of like deep truth about the world that you had, where you lost your sense of innocence, your sense of like feeling naive, you know, you lost that. And for others of you, this was through a relationship with another person, but you've experienced some sort of disappointment. Some sort of really deep disappointment though. Either someone else like broke your heart, broke your trust, really shook your belief in love or friendship or family. You know, they just really crushed you in that way, and it made you take off the rose-colored glasses. Like, it made you feel separated from your inner child, like you felt like robbed of your innocence, like you didn't know that this was how the world was. You didn't know this was how people could be. Like, you didn't know that. And now you know. And it's like you can't go back. And it's like the world keeps spinning, the world keeps moving, but I am just feeling very separated and very detached, and like in my head I'm feeling very guarded, you know. But Spirit is saying, like, the world keeps spinning, the world keeps moving, and like, yes, the lights are blinding, but you can write your own story here. You can change this narrative, you know, like you have the creative ability to do so. you can write your own chapter. You don't have to stay in this energy. You can expand. The lotus grows through mud, but it still blooms, right? So, and it says awakening here. I feel like you awakened to some sort of truth. And you felt disillusioned, but you've had to come to terms with this. You know, that not all people have good intentions, that, you know, people do lie, right? Like, people do hurt each other, people do cheat, people do steal, people do disappoint you. There was some sort of truth that you learned, and it shook you up. And again, it was either through some sort of life experience or some sort of interaction, relationship with another person. That something shook you to your core and you no longer felt safe. And then it's sort of just like this energy is transforming though, and you're starting to get closure on this. You're starting to move on, you're healing, you're forgiving, but you're also like closing out that chapter and moving into a new chapter. But it's a story that you are writing. You are writing this story. Okay, let's actually get into your tarot, because wow, all three groups have been drastically different, and I love it. And that's what I like about doing sort of a more open-ended reading, because it's like, where is it going to take us? I don't know. Okay, pile 3. What is pile 3 not seeing currently? Please, Spirit, what is pile 3 not seeing? Can you give us some more clarity on what pile 3 is not seeing? What is pile 3 not currently seeing? Sorry. I'm gonna get this card out. That's interesting. You have here the 5 of water or the 5 of cups. This is disappointment, right? Like I said, something disappointed you. Something really disappointed you. The moon. What is pile 3 not currently seeing? What is pile 3 not currently seeing, please, Spirit? The 2 of air or the 2 of swords with chicory. Ah, the 9 of cups with peach. And then we have, I don't know what this is actually. I think this is daughter of earth. That's what I think this is. And then we have the 6 of swords with cattail. Okay, yeah. As our bottom of the deck here. Let me double check this one. This is a new deck for me, so the court cards are kind of where I'm like wanting to double check myself and just make sure I have it correct before I tell you the wrong thing. Oh, I was like, wait a minute, we don't have air. Return to a beginner's path, lighthearted as a blossom, grounded as a sheltering tree. Be flexible as you build your future. But is this... Oh yeah, daughters. Yep. And this represents pages. Okay, that's what I was thinking. It was Page of Pentacles, but I really wanted to double check it. Yeah. I feel like you are a child of the universe. Like, really and truly. I feel like in some ways, like, Spirit raised you. Maybe you came from a family where you didn't always have the nurturing that you needed. You didn't always have the stability, the security that you needed. And so you connected a lot with Spirit. I don't think that was consciously. I just feel like that influence was there, that connection to Spirit was there because it wasn't showing up the way you needed it to in your physical world. Or this could just be your current energy because you've had this disappointment with the physical world, with someone else, with the way that life is. You've connected more to Spirit. You kind of checked out, and I just waved my hand goodbye. But yeah, you like checked out. You were like, no, this world isn't for me. I'm gonna delve into spirituality, and I want to live in my head. I want to live up in the clouds, and I don't really want to feel grounded in this world anymore because it's so disappointing. It's so disheartening to me. that this is how life is, that this is how people are, or this person is, you know, this person that I really trusted and loved, I don't want to be here anymore, you know? So you kind of retreated into yourself, into spirit, but now you're coming out of that energy, or at least spirit is guiding you to come back down to earth with the Page of Pentacles, with the Daughter of Earth. Like, come back down to earth, because it's time to rebuild. It's time to create a new chapter. It's time to start afresh. It's time to start anew. It's time to move on. With the Two of Swords here, the Two of Air, yeah, like I feel like you've been closing yourself off. Like in the traditional tarot, she's like blindfolded with two swords in front of her, and it's sort of like, I'm connecting to myself right now, and I don't want anyone to come near me until I have this figured out. And it's like, take your time to figure it out. Take your time to connect to your intuition, connect with your creativity. But at some point, you have to put down those swords. At some point, you have to let other people back in. You have to let the world back in. You can't live in your head. And even though the path can seem uncertain because we're opening a new door with the moon, you don't need to see the whole path. You just need to see far enough in front of your 2 feet to put to put 1 foot in front of the other. You know, follow the light of the moon and it'll be okay. Even if you can't see what's in the darkness, let the light of the moon guide you. And then with that 5 of Cups, like I said, there was a disappointment there, you know, but the 5 of Cups is not an energy to stay in. Like, you experience it, you feel it, but then you move on. You know, it's not a card where you're meant to wallow in that self-pity. You know, like, you don't want to be stuck in the 5 of Cups. That energy is meant to be short-term energy. It's not meant to be long-term energy. Don't live there. Don't set up camp in the 5 of Cups. Like, you got to get out of that. And then with the 9 of Water, the 9 of Cups, I do feel like on the horizon there is this possibility for you to have fulfillment in your relationships with other people. Because I feel like for a lot of you, this has to deal with your disappointment with how people are, or the way a particular person treated you. Maybe you're just disillusioned with love. That could also be like a big possibility. And so that's why you retreated within yourself. But there is that great potential there for you to have happiness in your connections, but you have to put down those 2 swords. You have to be willing to let people in again, let those walls down. Sorry, I'm like having to drink a lot of water today. But with the 6 of Swords here, the cattail, you are moving in a better direction, right? Like, you are moving into the last chapter of this story and starting a whole new book. Like, you are moving on. Like, the 6 of Swords talks about leaving a situation that wasn't serving us behind and moving into calmer waters, like moving on for the better, you know, leaving behind what is not serving you anymore, and really coming to a place of like more stability, more security, moving on to a better mindset, because it's still air, right? So it's still, a lot of it's mental. It's not about necessarily physical movement. For some of you it could be, but it's about moving into a better mental headspace, above all, a better perspective, a better relationship with other people, based upon your beliefs, right? Based upon how you respond and react to certain situations and triggers. Okay, let's get some more information now about pile 3 and what they are not currently seeing. What is pile 3 not currently seeing? What is pile 3 not seeing? What is pile 3 not seeing currently? What is pile 3 not seeing? Innocence. I said that. I said that in the very beginning. You lost your innocence. You were disconnected from your inner child. You lost that like sense of being naive, you know? Like, I feel like you were upset about that. Okay. Sorry, the mailman's driving by. All right, what is pile 3 not seeing? What is pile 3 not seeing currently? So we have, ooh, I'm just throwing things everywhere, aren't I? We have the moth and eucalyptus, an ending. Oh my goodness, this is like confirming everything. I love it. This is what I like about shuffling on camera, because you can see it so like happen in like real time. Okay, what is pile 3 not seeing currently? That dropped in my lap. And let's actually get one more card for you. What is pile 3 not seeing? And the bottom of the deck here, we have loyalty, the hound, and the pair. Okay. Yeah, so the moth and the eucalyptus, an ending, right? Like that echoes that last chapter card that we had. You're going through an ending right now. You're ending a chapter and you're starting a new book. Yeah. And we have the moth and the eucalyptus. Yeah, an ending, an ending. So you're going through this. Let me say it 5 more times. But you're closing out this old cycle, and that's beautiful. And the way that you're doing that is you're healing. You're definitely healing. You're definitely restoring yourself. I feel like that comes through a lot with the moon here. And even just that 2 of Swords. I feel like the 2 of Swords sometimes gets a bad rep. But it really is like taking a time out and connecting to yourself. You know, as long as you don't live in that energy, like I said, you know, it's meant to be a short-term energy. But take that time, you know, connect with your intuition, because that's going to bring about this healing. And the mouse and the buttercup, like I said, that loss of innocence, you sort of have to accept that. You have to accept that this is part of growing up, you know, and yeah, like fairy tale endings don't always happen. And yeah, like people will disappoint you. People will hurt you. People will betray you. People will not be what you need them to be. And that's okay. You have to forgive them for your own sake. Move on, let it go, release it, heal it, and understand that their behavior had very little to do with you and more to do with their own lessons and karma that they need to clear. You know, and some people we have to love from a distance. Sometimes people are not going to be what we need them to be. And you can try and try and try and give and give and give and give, and it's not going to be enough. You know, if it's not meant for you, it's not meant for you. If that person doesn't want to elevate and grow with you, you have to leave them where they are. And that doesn't mean necessarily cutting them off, but you do have to express forgiveness and hold those firm boundaries and take space for yourself when you need it. You know, and if you do have to cut them off, then that's what you have to do. But that's your decision, you know? But I feel like a lot of this has to do with this sense of loyalty. I think someone betrayed your trust. You know, either it was a family member or it was a romantic partner who cheated on you. Someone lied to you. A friend wasn't there for you. Maybe someone was talking behind your back and it really hurt you. It cut you deeply. You've realized over time, sometimes it's not even about a big betrayal. Sometimes it's just about a bunch of little heartbreaks that finally reach a tipping point. You know what I mean? Sometimes with the 5 of Cups, it can show up like that. Like, yes, it's a card of disappointment, but sometimes it's not just one disappointment. Sometimes it's a pattern of behavior that crushes you. And people say the 5 of Cups is like spilled milk. I don't always get that from the 5 of Cups, because I feel like sometimes our hearts aren't broken. And this isn't even just romantically. Sometimes our hearts aren't just broken one really big time, like, oh, they cheated on me, or oh, they lied to me. Sometimes it happens over time, where you see the pattern of behavior where you're disrespected, you're lied to, you're deceived, and it's a bunch of small little heartbreaks that just add up and add up and add up until you're just crushed completely. And yeah, you're crying because those 2 cups are spilled. They knocked them over. Like, that was your heart. And they just ripped out a chunk of it. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's a buildup. It happens over years and years and years, and it's really hard when it's apparent, right? when it's someone that you deeply care about, when it's your caregiver, like that really like cuts pretty deeply. So yeah, I feel like for some of you, it wasn't one really big moment, and it may have been even with multiple people in your life, and that's why you became so disillusioned with the whole world, the whole system. You were like, I don't want to be in this. So I'm just going to retreat within myself because I can at least trust and love myself. You know, and if no one else is going to give me that, then I'm going to give it to myself. And you gave unconditional love to yourself, and that's beautiful. You gave loyalty to yourself. You weren't looking for other people to be loyal to you. You were like, I'm going to be loyal to me. You know, I'm going to look out for me. And it didn't mean that you stopped being a compassionate person or anything like that. You just kind of checked out for a while. You're like, I'm just not going to put myself in these situations anymore, you know? Wow, my whole like nail just split because it got caught in my hair. Oh my gosh. And I keep my nails so short already. Oh geez. Okay. So, oh man. Yeah, and then with guardianship here, the wolf and the rose hip, I think some of you, this was family and you really had to be a parent to yourself. I feel like for others of you, you took guardianship of your heart and you were like, I'm not giving any little bit of this away to anybody else. I'm just gonna give it all my love to myself and maybe my pet. Like that's it, because I've just been so hurt and disappointed from so many different directions. You know, so take whatever resonates out of those messages. This is a general reading, so some of that you guys resonate with, others of you would be like, no, it was more like this. But I feel like that's the general theme here. Okay? So, pile 3. Pile 3. What is pile 3 not seeing currently, Spirit? What is pile 3 not seeing? What is pile 3 not seeing currently? What is pile 3 not seeing? Okay, so we have radiance, keep your head held high and follow the sun. We have wallflower, look for the crack in the concrete to find your way out. We have listen, be alert, the soft chiming bells call to nearby fairies. And we have weed, don't tolerate less than what you deserve. Yes, that one 1,000,000 times over. I feel like you already know that. I feel like you're already listening more to your intuition because we had that Two of Swords energy. I feel like you're getting better at picking up on people's energies and sort of being able to see if someone's intentions are as good as they claim them to be. I think you're getting better at sussing people out, but I feel like you're still in that process. Like, I feel like sometimes you recognize it and sometimes you miss it. And so it's saying, like, instead of closing yourself off entirely, treat this like a skill that you're practicing. You know, like, no matter how much you guard yourself, you're never going to be able to guarantee 100% you're never going to be hurt ever again by anyone else for the rest of your life. Like, that, it's not going to happen. Like, even people who truly love you and care about you may still hurt you unintentionally. They may do that, and that's okay. Like, that is part of being in a relationship with anyone else. Like, even like not necessarily just romantic, that includes family and friends as well, and coworkers even. But yeah, like, people are going to disappoint you and hurt you. Like, that is a fact of life. Even when they don't mean to, they may still do that. And so it's about putting the work in and seeing the people in your life who want to put in the effort and the people who don't. And the people who are trying not to hurt you and the people who are actively doing so or just don't care. You know, so I feel like you're getting better at that, but it's still a process. And I feel like also some of you may feel stuck still in a partnership that you're not happy with. There is a way out. There is a way out. I don't feel like you're seeing it, but there is a way out. So it's saying keep your head held high and follow the sun. Keep following what brings you joy. Keep following what makes you happy, and don't tolerate less than what you deserve. You know, yeah. I feel like that's everything I'm getting so far from that. So, pile 3. What is pile 3 not currently seeing? Please, Spirit, what is pile 3 not currently seeing? Felt like this wanted to come out. What is pile 3 not currently seeing? Please, Spirit. What is pile 3 not currently seeing? This was also just on top, so we'll take it. Okay. So we have transform, emerge with beauty and grace from your cocoon. Yeah, remember, like I said, you retreated within yourself. You isolated yourself, but it's time to come back out. It's time to connect with other people. It's time to drop those 2 swords and drop your walls and let people in again. We have forbearance. Do not be deterred by the thorn and miss the roses. I feel like for some of you, one person really messed you up. And it's saying, don't assume because you encountered this thorn that everyone is a thorn. There are still roses out there for you to find. You know, like, don't let one person ruin your potential at happiness and love and a fulfilling relationship because one person really messed you up. You know, like, love is still out there. Healthy, happy connections do exist. Don't let one person make you think that love isn't real. And then we have caution. Tread softly so to not disturb the woodland the woodland floor. I'm sorry, tripped up there. Yeah, be cautious, be gentle with yourself. And I feel like that's also saying, like, let other people in, but be mindful. You know, like, Spirit is not saying drop all your walls, drop all your boundaries, and, you know, be totally open and vulnerable with everyone. Like, people still have to earn your trust. You know, still proceed with caution, but there's a balance here between, like, being completely and totally open and vulnerable and, like, telling your whole life story to people, and completely self-isolating, having walls up and never telling anyone anything that isn't superficial. You know, there's a balance to be had here. There's a middle ground. And then we have time. Embrace in the dewdrops of life before they disappear with the morning sun. It's going to take time for you to find that emotional vulnerability again where it's healthy, and to develop healthy boundaries with other people. So this isn't an overnight process. You know, be gentle with yourself. And we have clearing, make room for growth. If there are some still, like, really unhealthy connections in your life that aren't resonating with you anymore, you have to make space in your life for good, healthy connections to come in. So if there's some people that you need to separate yourself from or get some distance from, then do so. All right, pile 3, let's get a final message for pile 3 about what they're not seeing, please, Spirit. Final message for pile 3 about what they're not seeing currently. Pile 3, what is pile 3 not seeing currently? Pile 3. This is interesting. Oh, this is bottom of the deck here. We have healing. This is, I almost feel like maybe there's a tendency here to try to maybe, like, pull out your tarot cards, or maybe, like, watch readings like this to try to determine, like, if someone is a good person or not, or if someone is, you know, a person that you can trust. And Spirit is saying, like, you can use your own discernment. You don't always have to ask us if someone is right for you, because 9 times out of 10, you already know. And maybe you're looking to us to tell you what you want to hear, but you already know. And if you have to ask, then that should tell you enough right there. Because people show you who they are. And if you watch their actions more than their words, or more than their like physical outer appearance, that will show you. You know, like you have really, really good intuition. You're very perceptive. You may be a bit psychic, but it's like you close yourself off from that sometimes. It's like you have two extremes here. You either completely isolate and close yourself off in your spiritual world and you don't want to come back down. You're lost in your daydream. And then other times, it's like you come out of that and then you get so like wrapped up in what people are saying that you fall in love with their words and not their actions. And you end up disappointed. That's a message just for some of you. But this card came out very strange to me. And it was like, what is this trying to... And then it clicked for me. So it took me a minute here. But yeah, I feel like for some of you, it's just... You already know the answers are within you. You can trust yourself to make good judgment. You are a good judge of character. You can ask us. They're saying you still can ask. But over time, they hope that you grow to trust yourself and your own judgment. That's the message. Okay. Pile 3. This was your reading. I hope that it resonated. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please comment down below what you think of this reading, if you would like to see more readings like this or any video suggestions that you have. I do read those. I do take those into consideration. Yeah, so please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you always know when I upload. And I am so grateful and so thankful for all the support that I've gotten with this channel. It's been really exciting to see it grow. And please take care of Pile 3. Come out of that cocoon. Yeah, and I will see you guys in my next one.